Hello. If you're watching this right now, I want to open an old wound together. A very old one, and a very painful one. Perhaps the most unfair question humanity has been asking since the beginning of time. Why me? Or from a wider perspective, why do good people suffer so much? Have you ever witnessed it? Someone around you, kind, gentle, harmless, someone who tried to do everything right, and suddenly their life falls apart. An illness, a devastating loss, a chain of misfortunes that never seems to end. And meanwhile, you look around and see people who are selfish, ruthless, who hurt others without hesitation, shining as if the world revolves around them. That's the moment a scream rises inside you. Is this justice? If there is a God, a universe, or some kind of order, why is this allowed? Today, we're not here to offer cheap comfort. I won't tell you that everything happens for a reason, or that every pain is rewarded in the end. Because sometimes things don't turn out beautiful. Sometimes pain is simply pain. Today, we'll sit with that silence beneath the question. We'll talk about why the universe doesn't answer us, and why remaining good in such an unfair world is both incredibly difficult and deeply meaningful. If you've ever whispered to yourself, "I didn't deserve this," then walk with me for a while through this injustice. In psychology, there's something called the just world hypothesis. From childhood, we're told a story. If you're good, good things will happen to you. If you're bad, you'll be punished. This story makes us feel safe, because if the world is fair, then suffering is controllable. We think, I'm a good person, so nothing bad will happen to me. But life often shatters this illusion, harshly. The truth is, the laws of nature and the universe are not morally aware. A storm doesn't spare a kind person's house because they were generous. An illness doesn't stop and ask how many people you helped before entering your body. The belief that suffering is directly linked to morality is a defense mechanism of the human mind, because facing the reality that the world can be random and sometimes cruel without reason is terrifying. Instead of saying, "This happened because life can be unfair," we search for guilt, sin, or mistakes. But sometimes, my friend, there truly is no reason, and that absence of reason can hurt even more than the pain itself. When someone suffers, the first question they ask is, "Why me?" Hidden inside that question is a quiet rebellion. Out of billions of people, why was I chosen? Viktor Frankl, after surviving the horrors of concentration camps, realized something profound. What makes suffering unbearable is not the pain itself, but the lack of meaning. A soldier can endure pain for their homeland. A parent can endure sleepless nights for their child. But pain without explanation, pain without context, slowly erodes the soul. Good people suffer not because goodness protects them from life, but because goodness does not exempt anyone from the physical laws of existence. Yet suffering feels heavier for good people because they believe the world should be governed by kindness. When injustice strikes them, it's not just their bodies that hurt. Their trust in the world collapses. I would never do this to someone else, so why was it done to me? This disappointment cuts deeper than physical pain. It's a moral shock. Now let's step into philosophy for a moment. Think of the Stoics, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius. They remind us that life is divided into two categories: things within our control and things beyond it. Your honesty, your compassion, your integrity, those are within your control. But what life brings you, your health, how others treat you, those are not. If you believe that being good means life owes you protection, you will always be disappointed. Because life is not a transaction. Kindness is not an investment strategy. Good people suffer because life is fundamentally impartial. That might sound cold, I know, but within that impartiality lies a strange kind of freedom. When you understand that your pain is not a punishment, not a sign that you failed morally, the weight of guilt lifts from your shoulders. You suffer because you are human, because you are fragile, and that fragility exists irregardless of whether you are good or bad. So, if the world is this unfair, if goodness doesn't shield us from pain, why do we keep choosing to be good? Why not become selfish? Why not harden ourselves completely? This is where the real miracle of being human begins. Choosing goodness while fully aware that the world may never reward you for it is one of the most noble acts imaginable. Kindness done for reward is not kindness, it's strategy. True goodness is holding your light steady in the dark, even when you know no one may ever thank you for it. Good people suffer, but when they choose not to pass that suffering on to others, they quietly change the world. Pain is like a chain. It strikes you, and if you reflect it outward, it continues. But when someone absorbs that pain and transforms it into compassion, the chain breaks. Maybe the world wasn't fair to you. Maybe you were deeply hurt. But how you respond to that pain is what defines who you are. Pain may shape your path, but what you do with it shapes your character. If you're hurting right now and asking, "What did I deserve this?" my answer is simple: nothing. You didn't deserve it. This happened, not because you failed, not because you were wrong, but because life can be harsh. And the anger you feel toward that injustice is proof that your sense of justice is still alive. As a good person who suffers, don't see yourself as a victim. See yourself as someone enduring one of life's hardest trials, because the most difficult thing in the world is remaining gentle while you're in pain. And if you can do that, you are one of the quiet heroes this world rarely notices. This video is dedicated to every wounded soul still asking why. You are not alone. Your pain may feel meaningless, but your refusal to let it turn you cruel is one of the most meaningful things in existence. If this conversation helped you breathe a little easier, leave a small sign below. Your story might become light for someone else asking the same question right now. And if you want to keep walking through this unfair world together, questioning, listening, and staying human, you can subscribe to Why Me?